this is Kamori, and today we're going to talk about DIY cosplay photo shoots. Cosplay photo shoots are a great way to document the hard work that you put into your costume and a great way to bring a character to life. However, it can be a bit tricky if there isn't a convention going on near you or if there aren't any nearby cosplay photographers booking photo shoots. But you can do some photo shoots by yourself and kind of sort of DIY. It's DIY if you have a tripod, but I also recommend just having a friend or a family member, just someone to hold the camera. That makes it a bit easier to pose in front of, but a tripod is also an option. So here are some tips to do your own cosplay photo shoots. Tip number one is that you don't have to have a really fancy, expensive camera. That's definitely something that as you do more and more photography, you may want to consider investing in or investing in with friends. However, when you're first starting out, a lot of smartphones have really advanced these days to have some really great cameras, so you can just use your phone to get some really good cosplay photos. Tip number two is to take lots of photos, and I mean lots and lots of photos. It is fairly normal, especially when you're starting out doing your own cosplay photo shoots, to take hundreds of photos and only have like 4 or 5 or even fewer than that turn out. And that's okay. It's one of those things that's just going to take practice. Tip number 3 is to review. Periodically check the camera to see how the photo shoot is coming along, see if the lighting's good, if you need to change anything of your costume, change the angle. That way you can get feedback on how the photo shoot is going. Tip number 4 is to try and get as much light as possible. In my personal experience using cell phone cameras and little point and shoot cameras, the more natural light you have, the better the photos look. That's why I try to do as many photos as I can, as many photo shoots as I can, outside. Tip number 5 is to not get discouraged. Just like anything else, posing for cosplay photo shoots is something that takes practice, so just keep going, keep pushing through, don't get discouraged if the first couple photos don't turn out. Just keep trying new things and you may be surprised with how something turns out. Tip number 6 is to really focus on your costume and makeup. If you're like me and have very little photo editing experience, if my makeup is smudged or there are loose threads on my costume, I can't go back and Photoshop them out. So to keep yourself from having grief about that later, try and address as much of that as possible up front before you start doing the photo shoot. Tip number 7 is to search for fitting locations. A backdrop that suits the character and suits the series can really make a photo pop and really make it seem like you're bringing the character to life. Some great locations for cosplay photo shoots are parks or gardens. Just make sure that you have permission to take photos before you go ahead and start doing your photo shoot. Tip number 8 is to experiment. Try new angles, try new poses. Even if you think they're a bit silly, go ahead and give it a shot. You may be really pleased by the results of your experimenting. Tip number 9 is to introduce some props into your photo shoot. Now, a lot of times when you hear the word prop, you think of some big magical staff or some weapon that the character holds, and those are great, but there are other things that you can add to a photo shoot to bring the character to life. If there is a particular item, or such as a flower or a mask or something that really is iconic of the character, try to incorporate that into your photo shoots. And tip number 10 is to have fun. Try and enjoy the experience as much as possible, and hopefully you'll get some great photos out of it. Either way, it can be a really positive experience and a great way to add to your cosplay portfolio. If there's anything I've missed in this video, let me know in the comments below. For more cosplay tutorial videos, please subscribe, and thank you very much for watching. Bye.